her fall in love. If she let her make her fall in love. With that on her tongue, Berkey on her tongue. She do them walks for us, make her one of us.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. As you can tell from the title, we are doing another lash with me type of video. So let's just start. We're going to go ahead and hop in with our VI's gel pads. Really like these. As you guys can see how they just really mold to the client's skin. They're very soothing. They help depuff. They're relatively affordable, and my clients seem to really be loving these and noticing a difference with these gel pads compared to those Amazon ones that I was buying. Really like these. I'll link these down below just in case you guys are interested. Every single product that I use in this video will definitely be linked down below. Pretty much everything I'm using besides my tweezers and my tape is from VI's, because you guys know, absolutely love them, love their life. So we are now going in with our NextCare Sensitive Skin Tape, as always, going ahead and doing our vertical V's to tape down our clients' bottom lashes so they don't get confused with the top. I always love implicating this step into my videos because I know it's kind of boring and you see the same thing all the time, and realistically, this is our lash routine. This is what we do to every single client. And sometimes it takes me a minute. The tape is a little longer. I have to kind of fish for bottom lashes, or I have to kind of put extra tape. So this is something that just kind of takes a minute. We are going in and removing in some of lash glue because my little sister wants to wear these strip lashes all the time. I tried to tell her not to wear strips before her appointment. Of course, she didn't listen. So again, just removing the tape, adjusting it to our client's eyes so that it's comfortable. It lays really nicely. It's super important to make sure that your tape is laying perfectly to help you isolate better. This is what helps me create such great direction, helps me isolate, and makes my sets go faster because I'm making my life easier. All right, so we are diving in. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the mapping down below right here. We're gonna start by brushing all those lashes out, making sure that they are laying perfectly where they need to go at the direction that they need to go. So as far as mapping goes, the way I vision it in my head, and I'm gonna put some arrows up right now, is that I go based on where I see those drop points. So you can see in the inner corner, it starts to kind of curve up. At the second point, it starts to kind of, level out, but it's still going up, kind of like a mountain. At our third point, it's kind of straight, it's even. Going down to our fourth point is when our eye starts to kind of curve and drop. And at our last point is when it's starting to drop more. So that's where I'm gonna go ahead and map out. And that's how I vision where I want my placement of my lashes to go. I really hope that makes sense. You won't be able to see this right away. This does take a lot of time. It takes a lot of practice, and it takes that key eye to really see where you want to place your points. So I'm doing a cat eye wispy textured set, and I'm doing more of a long set as well. She has so much eyelid space that I was able to play with length. So I use the lengths 11, 12, 13, 15, 17, and then I drop back down to 15 because we are doing a cat eye. So jumping from that 13 up two sizes again, and then dropping down is gonna give that beautiful outer corner flick of that cat eye that really accentuates and really stands out and really is noticeable on some clients. Because sometimes when you do a cat eye and you think it's gonna stand out and it doesn't. So this is how I make sure that it's always going to stand out. Now, as far as placement goes, bear with me on this one. So the first layer and the middle layer, we are going to be doing wet or closed fans. I got this mapping idea from Lana Lashes. I'll link her page down below. She does sell a wispy ebook on where I learned this mapping. I would highly recommend it. It was really cool to kind of like see other ways that lash artists are implicating map styles. So yeah, so all I'm doing is taking the points that I mapped out and putting them on the top and the middle layer. Now, luckily for me, my client only has 3 layers, so it was really easy for me to kind of achieve this set, but you just want to keep in mind the first layer and the middle layers, you're going to keep it all at those closed wet fans, okay? And then your bottom layer is when you're going to take narrow fans and you're going to go down 2 sizes. Now, I usually do this with other wispy sets. I always go down 2 to 3 sizes so that way that those sizes stand out. So, and also I will be using a different curl. So I used CC Curl on the top layer where I did the wet sets and the middle layer, and then I went to a D Curl for the bottom layer. The reason being is because I want that dark lash line, and I also want those wispiness to stand out. Mixing curls when it comes to textured sets is going to be the beautifulest thing you've ever done. It really is going to help you achieve that texture. It's going to achieve that, just you'll see with the finished product. Obviously you guys saw in the beginning what the set's going to look like. The texture is just unbelievable. Alrighty guys, jumping back on here, we are now going to do our final layer. I went in and I covered all that first and middle layer with those wet set fans, and now we're going to be putting in our narrow fans at the bottom layer with a D curl. So again, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video with the mapping, if I'm working in the 15 section, I'm going to go down to 13. If I'm working in the 12 section, I'm going to go down to 10. You know, you get it. So, okay, so again, that D curl mixing in with that C curl is going to create that dark lash line. It's going to create that density, and it's going to create that texture. This mapping was super easy to achieve, guys. This is probably one of the easiest sets I've done. Wet sets are like super easy, and just incorporating a couple of fans. You could probably have even done this with pre-made fans if you don't know how to make fans yet. But yeah, as you guys saw, beautiful texture. I just so love the way the set came out. It was like so easy to do, like I said, and really just gave like a sexy appeal to the lashes, you know. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and have you guys watch me lash again, and we'll jump back on when something exciting happens. Alrighty guys, and we are finished with our wet wispy textured set. Do you see the darkness? Do you see the fluff coming through? It's not so fluffy, but it definitely has that texture. I know from this angle it's kind of hard to tell, but you'll be able to see right now. So we're going to be taking our finishing touches, which is using our VI's Super Bonder inside our Nano Mister. I did do a reel on this one. I got a lot of questions asked, like what is the ratio? It is 1 part water to 1 part Super Bonder. However much you want to do that. I usually fill mine up halfway or a little under halfway and then fill the rest with water. I feel like the more Super Bonder, the better, because technically Super Bonder is meant to go directly on the lashes. So it's okay to put a lot more in your Nano Mister. I love doing this because the Nano Mister is going to break down those molecules a lot better, helping you go ahead and get in every single nook and cranny without too much, because sometimes I notice when I put Super Bonder directly on somebody's lashes, it's a little too much for them. And I don't know, I just found like I didn't like the way it closed the fans. I don't know, I just didn't care for it. It didn't help with retention, but when I started doing this, it completely changed the game for me. Now we are just checking our work with any handheld mirror that you have, and I'm just making sure that everything is nice and even, that my direction is exactly where I need to be. Direction means that the flow of the lashes is going at the direction of the eye shape. You know, so beautiful, nice and set. When we take off our tape, you always want to take off the top layer of tape first and then your bottom layer. This is why I love using gel pads, because it's just so much more comfortable when you're pulling that tape off. I never really get tug or pull. It's really comfortable. I don't know, and I just really like these gel pads, honestly. I don't know if you guys can see, but underneath her eye looks so smooth. Shook is definitely an understatement for this one. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys learned something new. I hope you guys really like this tutorial. If you guys do decide to recreate this look, don't forget to tag me and also give Lana Lashes a follow. And a huge shout out to VI's for sponsoring today's video. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video.